Okay, still looking for cells, and I think I have the formula that's going to do it this time. I feel really confident this time. Okay, I got a little bit of a new mix. This is all by weight again. I got 60 grams of Floetrol, I've got 40 grams of the pouring medium, the Deco Art pouring medium, and then I got 30 grams of my acrylic Artist Loft paints, in different colors obviously. These are all custom colors that I mixed up. I was looking for pastel type colors. Just playing around mixing paints, came up with these colors. And then I also added 5 grams of alcohol to each paint to thin it out just a little bit. I'm thinking paint being too thick is part of my problem, maybe on not getting cells. So I'm gonna go with, these are pretty good size things of paint here. So, and it's a 16 by 20 canvas, so I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go 6 drops of silicone in each color. Alright, that may be a little bit more than some of them, I don't know. And then I'm gonna do minimal stirring. Trying to just to get it mixed down in the paint. And I'm just going to do a random pour. Just going to pour them over the canvas, and then I'm going to swap them. And that's one thing, I did a practice pour that I recorded it, but it wasn't for a YouTube video. It was just for instructional purposes for myself. And a big blob in that one. And I seemed that I get better results with the swap. And I think it's because it moves the paints, thins the paints out over each other. So we're just going to go and just kind of start randomly pouring some colors. And I'm going to start swapping this thing. Start tilting. Matter of fact, I'm going to get my corners. Get one of my little corner things here. I'm sorry. Not the best quality video on this one. I apologize for that. I usually try and pride myself on having pretty good quality video, but I've kind of messed this one up. I'm going to give it a little bit of the torch. Still not a huge fan of the torch as far as bringing cells up. I know it works good for popping bubbles. I've done it with a lot of epoxy pouring. You know, you almost have to use something, a heat gun or torch, for the epoxy. I think it's bringing some up that weren't there before. I always like going back and watching the video because I can go back and look and see the difference between the two. I like my color mix. It came out cool. Some of my colors, my peach color turned more into orange. My purple stayed good. My greens and yellows stayed good. The gray must have just kind of mixed in with other colors. I don't really see it at all. You know, of course there wasn't as much of that in there. Alright, I'm going to just see if I can just move some of this around a little bit. It's getting pretty dry. It's not really moving much, so I'm going to leave well enough alone. Anyway, that's a terrible glare on that too. Or at least it looks like it from when I'm looking on my monitor. Pull some of that lighting away. See if that helps at all. So anyway, I got good cells in it. They're not all popped up yet. Hopefully they will as they dry, but I've got some good sized cells in here. I got a lot of cells, so that's the one thing I figured out, man. The swipe technique helps bring the cells up. I think it just has to be a mixture of the paints being crossed over each other and a thin enough layer for the silicone to be able to rise up. If the silicone's buried too deep into a heavy paint, it won't ever make it to the top. So that's really cool. I like it. Hopefully the cells will keep coming up as it dries, so I'll let it sit for a while and see if the cells rise up anymore, and then the end of the video I will put the final shot of it, see what it looks like after we've had a little bit more time for the cells to come up to the top. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe and share my videos. Thank you.